Well, at first I would say I'm proud of how the kids kept fighting. We had a horrible second quarter. They came back in the second half and they kept fighting in the third quarter. And even when we got down in the fourth quarter, they kept on grinding away. We needed a couple stops down there that we didn't get. We needed a couple baskets to fall in. We needed some things to get to free throw line. We didn't get to free throw line enough in the fourth quarter. The fouls got evened up on us late in the fourth quarter before we had a chance to really take advantage of some bonus. But I was proud of how they all fought. I was proud of how Raneem came back in the second half and really tried to will us to a win in there. And I was, Ali Collette, I thought came in finally knocked some threes down. That's what we need, somebody to help spread that floor a little bit. And Hope Sokori played tough. And so, it's just Anastasia's a good guard. She's good at getting to the basket. And she proved why she's the best guard in this conference right now.
Coach Collins, Drew Tennis from the College Heights Herald. So late in the first quarter, Raneem went down, and I was thinking after that, it seemed like for the rest of the first half, she was kind of off up until the second, going into halftime. Did that injury really get to her and kind of break that sort of confidence you said that she has on the team?
Yeah, I know she went down, and it was a hard hit. She wasn't, Hope got thrown down in the first quarter as well. They grabbed Hope and threw her down, and then she went down again in the fourth quarter. And so there were some hard hits in there that might have sent a message to us, but I don't think that's what rattled. Renee's been playing for a little while. She's played international ball where it's just as physical, more physical than what happened tonight. But I think what really affected Raneem in the second quarter was our inability to get her the ball where she needed it. And often she had the ball at the top of the key, and she was trying to make something happen, shooting threes, putting the ball on the floor, which she can do. That's not her strength. And so we needed to get that ball to her where she's a little bit more effective. And I think she was frustrated because that's the only place she had the ball. And so we got to do a better job of that. And I think we did in the second half, but we kind of lost our composure, and we stood and watched Raneem with the ball at the top of the key. I think that affected us more than anything in the second quarter.
Coach, you mentioned Hope going down in the fourth quarter. I don't think she returned. Do you see her? I guess you have an update on her status, or expect her to play tomorrow?
Yeah, she's good. She's okay. She got a hard hit. Thought it was her nose, kind of like a little boxer's cut. She's okay. She's ready to go.
Coach, Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald.
You mentioned when we talked the other day that it would be it's been a roller coaster. It's going to be a roller coaster, from game to game, quarter to quarter, possession to possession. That second quarter there, only 4 points, no field goals. I know you talked a little bit about Raneem and struggling to get her the ball in there. I guess when you're not able to do that, how do you get some of the other girls more involved and try to get that offense going in different ways?
Yeah, we stood in that fourth quarter, and that was the difference in the second quarter with the 4 points. We stood. We didn't keep moving to get the ball. We had some really good backdoor opportunities, but we didn't move. And so we'll watch that on film. And in the second half, we kind of changed what we were doing a little bit and opened the floor a bit. And they just started being more aggressive. We got some players that are holding on to the ball too long. They need to make a decision faster. We talk about a 0.5. You got 0.5 seconds to make your decision. You're either going to shoot it, drive it, or pass it, and it's got to be going. And so we got some players that are taking too long with the ball, and it kills our offense. And so on that offensive end, we've got to do a better job with that. And, their physicalness, with some of our young players, they're still adjusting to how the game's played sometimes. And, a lot of times that contact would have been called a foul in high school. And so they're still adjusting and learning that just because you think you got fouled doesn't mean the whistle's going to blow. You got to keep playing. And so I see that growth, even within this game. You could see a change from the first half to the second half and how Hope Sokori handled that, how Ali Collette handled that. And so even Mariah Haywood, how Mariah Haywood handled that. And so, and there's another young lady that needs some fouls called. This is about the fourth game in a row that I've seen kids reaching in, whacking her on the arm, and it doesn't get called. But then she gets the blocking call on the other end. And so, we're gonna make a point of that to make sure that thing's being called both ends. She's getting credit with some turnovers, and I've got film clips in my phone where she is absolutely arms coming across her arm. So I want to make sure that those calls are going both ways. If she's getting that call on her, she get the same call for her. And so, but you could see in the second half how the players just handled the ball a lot more confidently. We still make some turnovers. Some of them are in transition, but even in this game, just if you looked at a snapshot, you could see the growth and maturity in Hope and Allie Carlette, how they changed from the first half to the second half.
Coach Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald. So Raneem scored 26 points, which I believe is just three. I think she scored 29 against Charlotte, which is a career high. But how important was that for your team today? And do you think that she could do that again tomorrow?
Well, it's ironic because I told her at shoot around, I said, we probably need 30 to win. And so I think she had that in mind, and maybe it might be my fault for telling her that. Maybe that's why she took so many threes, but I told her to get back inside. We want to get that ball to you down low. And so, yeah, I think Raneem's capable of getting 25 every night. You know, I think where the key is for her making those decisions on the double team and putting that ball on the floor. That tends to get her in trouble when she puts that ball on the floor too much. And so sometimes we need to make a quicker decision to move that ball again. But yeah, I mean, Raneem's got all the ability in the world. She might go get 25 again tomorrow night. She might get 12. But this team will be a whole lot better when we start getting a little bit more balanced scoring and we get some perimeter action from some of those guards a little bit more consistently.
Coach Hunter Smith with WBKO, you mentioned turnovers a second ago. Just how much do you think those played into tonight's outcome?
Yeah, Hunter, I mean, I felt like we took better care of the ball overall, but we made some costly turnovers that led to some easy transition baskets at some inopportune times. And so I think we had 16 or 18 turnovers. I forgot what it was. But we did a better job, I feel like, of handling the pressure. There were some times we just didn't stay poised. And so that's part of what we've got to get better. We got to recognize those situations where, okay, we gave up an offensive rebound and they hit a three. We got to come down and make sure we execute and get a good shot. We can't come down and make a haphazard or a careless pass that leads to another two on the other end. And that's kind of what happened several times tonight. So we'll go back and watch that film and we'll keep working at that. But overall, I'm really proud of how the kids just kept on fighting the whole game.
Coach Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald again. So how do you think that your team handled Anastasia Hayes and her sister tonight compared to past times you played MTSU?
I mean, you can see why she's the best guard in this conference. She's really hard to contain. She's able to get to the basket over and over and over. Tonight, I felt like there were a couple of times we were doing a pretty good job of kind of bringing that extra help to stop that drive, and then we didn't get the rotation for the dump off. And so, she's a tough guard. And overall, I felt like we were doing a decent job, but, she still finds points. What'd she end up with, 24, 25? What'd she have on the night? So
25 and 8
assists. The other place she really hurts you is she gets to the free throw line, and she's a great free throw shooter. And so for us to have a chance to beat a team like this, we're going to have to keep her under our average more than just 3 or 4 points.
Hey, Allie, Drew Tennis from the College Heights Herald. So I saw that in the game, 2 players went down on your team, a lot of physicality. How are you guys going to deal with that tomorrow?
They're really tough, so they'll definitely be back tomorrow. But yeah, they kind of tried to punk us. So tomorrow we're just gonna come in with a new attitude and be tougher.
Allie, Jared McDonald with the Daily News here. That second quarter is where things kind of got away from you. I know you guys are able to come back and make it a 4-point game in the third quarter, but only 4 points in the second quarter, no field goals. I guess what was it about the offense for you guys or their defense that made it so tough to score?
In the second quarter, we really couldn't score. And I think we were playing a little bit timid. And it was really our defense. Our defense in the rest of the game got us going. We were getting steals, pressuring them, and making them uncomfortable. And that was really the game plan. So whenever in the second quarter, we stopped pressuring. And we made that adjustment after halftime whenever he told us, we're not pressuring. What are you guys doing? So we get back out there, and I feel like it kind of went our way in the third quarter, but we have to stop that sooner.
Allie, Drew Tennis again with the College Heights Herald. So do you think that now that you've seen MTSU and how they play, that you'll be better prepared for them tomorrow?
Oh yeah, it always helps. Especially coming off a loss, it kind of lights a fire underneath us. And I think that tomorrow we'll play with a little bit more edge and also know their personnel a lot better.
Allie, for you personally, 13 points, 12 in the fourth quarter. I mean, did you feel like you were getting more comfortable throughout the game, and how do you carry that over into tomorrow night?
Yes, the more minutes I play, I feel a little bit more comfortable. But I hope to carry over tomorrow my shooting in the fourth quarter. I wish I could have done that, throughout the game. Probably would have helped us more. But I hope to, hit shots tomorrow, just like I hope our whole team is hitting shots and we're, clicking on all cylinders. So, and just whatever I can do to help us. If I'm not hitting shots, I hope I can just contribute in some way. On the defensive end or, just anyway, take care of the ball. I need to be more confident with the ball.
Anything else? Okay, thank you, Allie.